Welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Glenn Jacobs, Knox County Mayor. He is chair of Tennessee for congressional term limits, and so that's what our discussion is primarily focused on. And this is our last segment, and so I generally ask you, what do you want people to take away? You obviously support term limits. I feel like, all right, we had one caller that pushed back on it, a couple others that clearly support it. You know, what do you want people to take away as you embark on this mission for term limits in Tennessee?
Well, term limits are overwhelmingly popular with the electorate. Unfortunately, Congress is not so enthralled with term limits, but there is a way that we can term limit Congress, and that is through an Article 5 convention, a convention that's called by the states specifically to address and debate a constitution to the amendment to term limit Congress. That has to be done through 34 states calling for a convention. So far, 4 states have called for one. Tennessee will be the 5th. Last year, the House passed House Joint Resolution 8, which calls for a constitutional a convention to propose a term limit amendment. The Senate will take that up next year. That would make us the 5th state of the needed 34 to call for a convention. Once that happens, that proposed amendment would go back to the states for ratification. So it is possible, and it is possible to make Congress be term limited, not to ask them to be term limited.
I'm fascinated by the whole process, and I don't know the last time this happened. I remember the Equal Rights Amendment was certainly something that was being discussed, and I believe it failed. It failed by 1 state.
Yes.
We've been, women voting, we had the 100th anniversary of that, and that was just part of this process. And so that's interesting to me. Tennessee, you're saying, would be the 5th state. You feel like they'll be the 5th state. So it still sounds like there's a long way to go.
There is, and this process has never actually taken place. The other amendments have been proposed by Congress. A 2/3 vote of each chamber of commerce, chamber of the Congress, and then the amendment goes back to the states. So the states convention has never actually been done before. There's been 400 proposals among the various states, but the states have never agreed to a single convention for a single amendment to the Constitution.
Fascinating.
So it would be breaking new ground. Yes.
Well, I didn't know that. So those others, this has always happened. It's been a 2/3 vote in Congress. And so you said we have Congress people in Tennessee that have signed on to this, and you said it's overwhelmingly popular. I believe that certainly polls would indicate that it is popular. And so if you're going to get elected, you need to sign on to this. If these people are signing on to it, it seems like you wouldn't be too far away from getting that 2/3 support in Congress. Do you have any idea where you are on that?
That I don't know. You can go to termlimits.com, and they have a list of the signers of the pledge there. But I do believe that it is important. This effort of getting the states called convention, I think, could also compel Congress to propose an amendment themselves as well. So either way, it would be great to see term limits enacted.
Well, Mayor, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. It's good to talk a little bit about Knox County, and it's interesting to talk about this topic. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much. I've really enjoyed myself.
Well, good. All right, we will take a break. We'll come back, wrap everything up right after this.